Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome in, Dragus13, and today we're making Sunday dinner. I haven't done a cooking video in a while. We're going to do one today. I'm going to show you what we're going to make. We're going to be making some grilled Cornish hens with a Mediterranean Moroccan style seasoning and marinade that we're going to marinate them in for a little bit. We're going to be making some rice that's going to be seasoned with cinnamon and turmeric and a few other herbs and spices, some onion, and also we're going to be throwing in some slivered almonds and cherries. And then we're also going to be making a light tomato and cucumber salad with some feta and some onion and a Mediterranean style vinaigrette. Dressing. It's going to be red wine vinegar and olive oil and some herbs. And I'm going to show you how we throw it all together. We're going to cook it and then we're going to eat it. Alrighty, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to make our marinade for our Cornish hens. We already got some olive oil in here. We're going about a third of a cup, maybe a little bit more. I have a bunch in this bottle, so I have a little bit left in this bottle, so I'm just going to use up the rest of the bottle because I just bought a new one. We're going to juice a couple of lemons in here. I normally use my juicer, but these are big lemons, so we're going to juice the lemons. Hit those in here. Again, this is gonna be to taste, but I like to use, I want enough marinade, I want enough of this flavor to really get into these hens. The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add garlic. I've got about 5 cloves here. They're not all gonna fit. 4 cloves, excuse me. We'll get this garlic minced. Get that in there. This last couple of cloves. Again, I don't think there's such a thing really as too much garlic. I love garlic. We love garlic. It's good for you. So we got 4 cloves of garlic in there. We'll give this a push around here. Get the excess out. That last little bit. We'll throw these pieces in there too. Can't let it go to waste. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to grate about a teaspoon of ginger in here. I got this handy little stick grater today. I love this thing already. That's about a good enough amount of ginger, I think. Get the excess off of there and into our mix. And let me get this stuff out of the way. Set this off to the side for a minute. Set this off to the side for a minute because we need a little bit of space here. We've got some fresh parsley. We're just going to roughly chop that. We're not looking for super fine. Could have probably used dry. I like using fresh. This is going to give it a little bit more flavor. Again, I'm not looking for super fine chopping. If I did, I'd run it through my food processor and just chop it that way because, well, it's easier. And throw about that amount in. This off to the side. Now we're going to add, we've got sea salt. Give that about a few, 5 to 10 good cranks. Same thing with the pepper. We've got fresh pepper. We'll taste a little bit of this at the end to see how it tastes. Now I need to go grab, clean my fingers off here. And a little bit of oil on them. The next thing we're going to add to this, and I'm going to grab a whisk real quick so we can stir this up. The final thing that we are going to add to this, and this is the ultimate. We have this Moroccan spice rub from the Temecula Olive Oil Company. I absolutely love this stuff. It's got white pepper, ginger, allspice, mace, nutmeg, rosebuds, and cinnamon. So we've already added We're gonna add probably like 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna add like 2 teaspoons of this seasoning, maybe a little bit under. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stir this up. Mix it together. We'll give it, yeah, that's good. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna let this sit. We're gonna let the flavors combine. We're gonna get ready to prep our hens. Alrighty, so we've got our Cornish hens here. I've already taken the liberty of drying them, rinsing them, getting them all ready. The first thing that we're gonna do is cut out the backbone here. We're gonna spatchcock these. So we're gonna cut along the backbone, get that out of there. Get yourself some good kitchen shears to do this. You just cut right up either side of the tail there. This is going to allow us to get our marinade evenly over them. It's going to allow them to cook easier. They'll cook more evenly. Now these ones, they had no... now all we got to do is break them out, break out the spine a little bit. There we go. These ones did not have giblets, which was nice. We're going to start loading these up into a container I've got off camera, so that way they can sit in the marinade for a while. So I'm going to get these all prepped up. Now you can save these bones. You can save the backbone. You can save that and use that for some, if you really wanted to, for some soup. You have to forgive the noises a little bit. We got all kinds of cooking going on here today. It is Sunday. We cook a lot of food in this family. Once we got this out of here, we got this last one, we're going to dump the marinade in, and we're going to put these in. We're going to let these marinate for probably about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere in there. It's always good to let your meat marinate longer, but we don't have, I don't have the luxury of that today. I got a little bit behind, had to go get a few more things from the grocery store. So we've got these all spatchcocked. They're ready to go. We're going to get the marinade. We're going to pour in a little bit of this at a time. Make sure that we cover our birds. You know, get some of the herbs and stuff in there. Let that get covered. This one at the bottom is, everything's going to eventually sink to the bottom. So, you know, use a little bit of this. Spread a little bit of that on there. Put the next one in here. Again, same thing. Coat the birds. We'll probably whip up a little bit more of this marinade to baste them as they're cooking, because this is going to make an excellent baste as well. And we still have the we still have plenty to make it. So get this last one in here. Then what we'll do is we'll just dump the rest of the marinade in here. We've got all 3 birds stuck in. And then we're just going to stick these in the fridge. We're going to let these guys marinate for a while. We'll flip them every now and then, coat them a little bit more, but they're good to go. Okay, so now that we've got the Cornish hens marinating, they're sitting in the fridge, we're going to make up our salad, because that's the next thing that we can make ahead of time. We're going to be making tomato, cucumber, feta, Kalamata olive, and pepperoncini salad. So stick around, we'll show you how that's done. Alrighty, so for this salad, it's going to be real easy. We got some red onion, we got Roma tomatoes, an English cucumber, feta cheese. We're only going to use half of this onion though. So we're going to cut into this, get half of it separated, you know, trim off a little bit of the tops here. Trim off this bottom. What we want to do with this, we want to sliver it. We don't want big pieces, we want little slivers. So how we're going to do this, once I get this all peeled, we're going to take and get little slivers. So like that. We only need half because it's going to create a lot of pieces of onion. Get it nice and slivered up. We're really going to be doing the same thing for the rest of our veggies. We're not going to make big pieces. We're not going to make it super chunky. It's going to be more slivery. So we'll push these into here. Again, it's Sunday dinner. You never know what to expect Sunday around here. We do have a little bit of company that came through. I'm gonna get this all put into our bowl. I'm gonna show you here. I'm like literally reaching in front of you guys. You're not seeing me do this. I'm like, you know, I'm just going through the motions. You know, we're just slivering these up. Make them into little slivers. This is going to be more than enough onion for this salad. We'll leave this big chunk out. Yeah, we could probably leave these ones out too, but it's fine. We do actually like onion around here. So now we've got that out of the way. We're gonna chop up our tomatoes next. Well, let me get these pieces of onion and this other half out of the way. For our tomatoes, we're gonna do basically the same thing. Well, kind of the same thing. It's a tomato, not an onion. We'll get our tops off of here. That one I went a little bit too high on. We got what, 6 tomatoes here, 6 Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes are my favorite for this salad. They're the only ones that still really have a lot of the flavor of a tomato. Most tomatoes these days are all just no flavor. They're just made for looks. Plus, they have a lighter amount of seeds and everything in them. So again, we're going to slice them in half. We're going to cut up each tomato. I hope you all are doing well. This is it's Sunday, it's July, it's warm. I wanted something that was light, I wanted something that was flavorful. So we'll chop up the rest of these real quick. I'm using a lot of tomato. I'm making a big amount. This is going to have, we'll probably have leftovers, but it'll be even better. Honestly, this is going to be an even better salad. This is going to be one of those salads that's even better the next day. Once it's had a chance to really blend with all the flavors. And I'm sure you just heard that firework. You can tell it's July. There's fireworks everywhere, and it's past the 4th. It's actually really freaking annoying, to be honest. Get all of these. This is the kind of salad that I would love. I loved growing up. Like, it's simple. It's easy. It's fresh. It's flavorful. We got some. Earlier, I made some. I'm gonna have to do a video just on that. I made cucumber, lime, and coconut water and mint agua fresca. And we're gonna have with this dinner. This is gonna be really good, folks. Again, got a little bit sloppy, a little bit thick, but it is what it is on that slice. And there's all our tomatoes sliced up. We have our English cucumber here. We're going to take the tip off of that. We're going to take the tip off of this end. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to start slicing it. First in the rounds. We're leaving the skin on. If you want to take the skin off, go ahead and take the skin off. I actually like the skin on. I think it tastes better with the skin on. It's better for you, more fiber. Something that we all need in our lives anyways. So we've got that done. I'm gonna take it just. We're gonna do this the economical way, the fast way, the fast and efficient way. As many slices as we can get at once. Get this sliced up. Again, tossing it right into our bowl. All this going in a bowl. All this is going to get tossed with a dressing that we're going to make once we're done. And then, once it's ready, it's going to sit while we cook everything else. And we're even going to cut up the small pieces. This piece we're going to eat. Because again, I love cucumber. We've got 8 ounces of feta here. This is a block of feta. You can easily just go ahead and buy like the pre-crumbled and just toss it in there. I want chunks. I want chunks of feta. I don't want the little crumbles. So we're going to just cut this up into, we're going to cube it. And we're going to cube it again. We're going to cut it into chunks, then we're going to cube it. And I was really bad with that one, and I apologize. My knife work isn't... I'm not perfect with a knife. What can I say? And once we're done with this, we got pretty much everything done. We'll just have to whip up the dressing, which is going to be quick and easy and be a very flavorful, but minimal ingredient dressing. So we got our feta. I do have to grab the Kalamata olives. That's no big deal. That's just like a cup of Kalamata olives that are already sliced. You know, you buy Mazzetti or whatever brand sliced Kalamata olives, and you've got Kalamata olives. You don't have to think about it, or mess with it, or get messy. So what we're gonna do for our dressing, let's bring this over here, and then we'll mix some bowls. That wasn't supposed to go in there. We're gonna make up some extra. So I'm gonna make up, I'm gonna add probably about, let's do 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of olive oil. We're gonna add the same amount, maybe one less, we'll see, of red wine vinegar. I should probably move this out of the way. And that's the 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And we'll go with 4. So we got 4 tablespoons of that. We're going to add a teaspoon of oregano leaves. A little heaping teaspoon of oregano leaves here. And then also fresh pepper. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And give it 10 cranks on the pepper mill. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the sea salt. Stir this up, and then pour it over our mix here, and then stir it all together. All right, so mixed up the dressing, got it ready to go. Pour it in here. Then we're going to stir this all up, cover it, and let it sit and marinate. While we get everything else together. We might add a little bit more. We'll see how it tastes when we're done. We might make up another batch of the dressing. But look at this salad. The salad just looks, it just is going to be so good, so light, so fresh, and refreshing on a warm day. So that's it. Stay tuned. Next up, we're going to be doing the rice. We're going to get the grill ready. We're going to be doing the rice, and we're going to be cooking our Cornish hens. Okay, so we're outside now. We got our grill up. The temperature's about 350, 375, somewhere in there. We're hovering around that mark. We're going to put these hens on. We're going to give them a baste with a little bit of the extra sauce that we have made up. The extra marinade, same marinade that I showed you earlier. And then we're going to let them cook. We're gonna cook them the cavity side down for about 5 minutes. Then we're gonna flip them over and cook them skin side down. We're doing this on the Kamado today, over indirect heat. And these are gonna, I'm telling you, these are gonna be amazing. Just wait and see. Okay, let's get these on here. So, again, we're gonna cook these. We're gonna cook them this side down. I'm gonna be adding some chicken thighs on here, and I'm adding some chicken thighs because I need to make stuff to eat during the week. So, in addition to these amazing Cornish hens, I have some seasoned chicken thighs. They're gonna be used for my lunches. So let's get these on here. We've got the fire is gonna kick up underneath here. This is why the heat deflector plate is such a godsend, because it keeps that fire. That fire is going to go right back down as soon as I get this all on here. Again, these chicken thighs are not part of dinner. They're just basically seasoned. They're going to go in salads for the week. So we're going to close this, let it come back up to temp. We're going to let them cook for a little bit, about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to flip them onto their skin side and let them finish cooking. Baste them with a little bit more of the, actually we'll do that right now. Now I'm thinking about it. We got this extra marinade here. We're just going to give them a little baste with that. This is again our Madagascar seasoning, or Madagascar, our Moroccan seasoning, our lemon, olive oil, garlic, ginger. Oh, did not mean to get some on the thigh there. That's a totally different kind of seasoning that we're going for with that. And again, there, now we just let them cook. And when we come back, we're going to come back in, we'll check these in a little bit. Once we check these, once we flip these, we're going to start our rice. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. We're going to flip these birds over, check and see how they're looking. They're already starting to get a little bit of color to them. I'm going to flip these over. Get them skin side down. And again, we'll baste them just a little bit with a little bit of the seasoning. We'll give these thighs a little bit of a flip too. They're coming along. They're going to cook probably quicker than these hens will, but we're gonna let them. We'll be checking them every once in a while. Again, these are just cooking up with some basic seasoning on them, just something to give them some flavor when they go in my salads for the week, because they're gonna be cold and cooked in my salad. So now that we've got that, we're gonna hit this with we're gonna hit these insides with a bit more of this seasoning, this marinated and rub. Want some good flavor in there. Get that garlic and ginger and the herbs. And then we're going to close this up and we're going to let this cook for, we're going to get it back up to temperature and let it cook for probably about half an hour. We'll check these in half an hour and see how they're doing. They should be done at the temperature we're cooking them at. Now, let's go inside again and we're going to get working on the rice. Okay, so we flipped our birds. They're cooking. They're going to continue to cook. Right now, we're going to get started with the rice and I'll show you how we're going to do it. Okay, so we've got a pan here. We're getting this hot. It's already pretty good and hot. We're going to add a bit of olive oil. Probably a little bit more than a tablespoon, but that's what we're going to be working with. Usually add about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to let this get hot. We have measured out here about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of cumin. This is going to go in with our rice. I do have to get a couple of cloves of garlic that I will peel up, and I'm going to mince these real quick. You don't need to see this. You've seen me mince garlic before, so we're gonna get this minced, and then we'll get back to cooking. All right, I got my garlic peeled. We'll mince it up in a little bit because it's gonna get added. After a little bit here, it's gonna get added into our pan. Right now, we've got the oil hot. We're gonna add in our onion. Let me get a which one is it? We got our onion in here. That's gonna start cooking. We're gonna add in our spices. So our cumin, our turmeric, our cinnamon. We're gonna let that start getting fragrant. Soften these onions up a little bit. Yeah, this probably we're gonna do this for about 2 minutes. We'll say about 2 minutes. You know, just enough to start softening the onion, get the herbs aromatic, get it fragrant. So you can stick with me while we do that. The smell already is pretty heavenly, I will say that. I'm gonna let these sit for a second. And we're gonna go check on the. I just want to check the temperature on the grill because I gotta keep kind of a little bit of an eye on it, even with it all vented and set up. So I will be right back. Okay, grill's going fine. Our onions have, you know, everything's pretty fragrant here. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna add in our garlic. We got like 3 cloves of garlic here. And yay for big garlic presses. We'll get that in there. Using fresh minced garlic. Try to push as much as we can through here. Add that a little bit. I don't really want much of the husk in there because no, somebody gets a mouthful of that. Now we've got the garlic in there. We're gonna get this. We're gonna let it get a little fragrant, so we're gonna let it go for about a minute. And then what we're going to do after this, by the way, I'm using a small sweet Vidalia onion. I saved you guys the having to sit here and watch me do bad knife work again. We've got this, the garlic's kind of fragrant. Now we're going to add our rice, and we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to add that in together with all of this, and what we're going to do is we're going to toast this rice. So we want to toast the rice. This is going to be about a 4 to 5 minute, near constantly stirring. We'll be here for about 5 minutes, stirring the rice, toasting it, getting it browned. This is, guys, if you're not doing this already, this is probably like one of my favorite ways to have rice done. Toast it first, then add your liquid and bring it to a boil and cover it and let it cook down, because honestly, this adds so much flavor to the rice. It makes it really, it really is to die for. So this is all over medium heat, by the way. I didn't say what temperature we heated the oil to, or what we've been cooking over. It's a medium heat. The turmeric is normally going to season the rice. It's going to make it nice and yellow. We're going to have some nice colors going on here, especially later on when we add the slivered almonds and the cherries. Yeah, a few minutes ago. We'll come back. Once this is toasted up, I'll show you what we're going to do with the rest of it. I'll be back in a few minutes. Now, this has been about 4 or 5 minutes. The rice is nice and toasted. We're going to add 1 3/4 cups of chicken broth. So I think we're using chicken stock. I prefer stock to broth. It just tastes better. It's richer. So we're going to add that in there. We're going to reduce the heat down to a simmer. And then we're going to take and cover this and let it cook for about 15 minutes. Okay, our rice is done now. You can see all of the moisture has been absorbed. This is nice and fluffy. You know, it's not sticky. What we're gonna do is we're going to add our almonds. And we're just gonna, you know, we're eyeballing it here. Get some almonds in there. Same thing, we're gonna eyeball it. These are sweet cherries. Get those in there. Stir it in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take, you can still see there's still just a little bit of moisture in there. What we're going to do, we're going to take a kitchen towel, clean kitchen towel, stick it over the top, stick the top on there, let it sit for a while, let the towel absorb the extra moisture, and now keep the rice a little bit, you know, dry it out a little bit, keep it nice and fluffy. Alrighty, our chicken's done. Look at these thighs. These are going to be great in the salad this week. Man, I almost could be having chicken thighs today, but no, these are going in my salad. I already tried a little bite. They're really tasty. They're just simply seasoned with a little Greek seasoning. But look at these. Now I tempt these. These are ready to go. These Cornish hens are done. Skin's mostly crispy. Cut a little bit, you know, a little bit. Didn't get as crisp on one part, but for the most part, we got good crispy skin. We're gonna pull these out and close that lid so we get that beautiful, beautiful sunshine on there. And take a look at these. They are all ready to go. And we're just gonna let them rest for a few minutes. Then we're gonna serve them up, and we're gonna enjoy dinner. Don't mind the barking pup. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoy these recipes, and I hope that you make them yourselves. Please do let me know if you do down in the comments. Also, we do have memberships now, so if you enjoyed the cooking content or the gaming content or my content in general, check out our membership options. We have them ranging from $3 to $10. If you are not subscribed already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. I'll be doing these cooking videos throughout the year. They are just literally our Sunday dinner. So whatever I'm cooking, I'm eating. It's not just content. It's food. So have a great day, everybody. See you all soon, and I hope you enjoyed the video.